Hi folks, I'm Arkush for ChicagoSunTimes.com, and I know a lot of you might wonder, what is Super Bowl week really like? Not just the game, but everything that goes on to one of the biggest shows in entertainment. I, along with my peers here from the Sun-Times, Adam Johns, Mark Potash, and Patrick Finley, will be covering the Super Bowl in Phoenix, and it is a full week for all of us. I like to compare it to conventions for some of you in the sales or marketing business, where you get in town and you spend a week of 20-hour days when you're not working on the product, when you're not chasing the story, you're meeting with other folks in the industries. There's drinks, there's parties, there's things to do. But for the media, believe it or not, I'm not crying poor, it is a ton of work. It starts on Monday of Super Bowl week when the teams arrive. That's in most seasons. Now, in recent years, some teams have come in on Sunday. Probably won't this year because the Pro Bowl is being played in Phoenix, Arizona. Some of us going down a day early to cover the Pro Bowl. Most of us who've covered them before know it's one of the most boring events in sports, and you try and stay away from it. But it will be played on Sunday night in the same stadium where the Super Bowl will be played. On Monday late, players from each team, select players, are made available to the media for the first quotes to get the quote machine going. But the first actual meeting with the two Super Bowl teams for the media and through the media, the fans, come on Tuesday with Media Day. Each team is brought to the stadium where the game is played, comes out in uniform, no pads, just uniform, and appears to the national media so that photo ops can be handled and the first interviews can be done. One team at 10 o'clock in the morning, they take the team picture, the Super Bowl picture that each team wants to have. They leave, there's an hour break, then the other team comes in. Wednesday and Thursday are more of the same, but these are at the team hotels where the media first goes to one hotel, interviews as many players as possible in an hour and a half, then goes to the next team hotel. Also on Thursday afternoon of the Super Bowl, you get the NFL Players Association press conference. In some years, there's news to be made. This year, there will be a ton of discussion about the Ray Rice case, about the Adrian Peterson case, and probably now about Deflategate, or whatever you want to call it, as well. Friday, a big day, no more player availability. The last time the players have to talk to the media is on Thursday of Super Bowl week, but on Friday at the convention center in the city that hosts the game, they bring in the head coaches of each team for one more one-hour press conference each. That's usually at 8:30 in the morning, then 10 in the morning local time, and then at 11:30 on Friday, the commissioner's annual State of the League address. Now, many years, this is just a propaganda piece. Couldn't possibly be more boring, but this year, it could be the focal point of the entire Super Bowl. Roger Goodell comes in probably having reestablished his power base over the course of the season. He's not losing his job, very much in control, but as opposed to him dictating to the media what he wants to talk about and how stories should be spun, he is going to be grilled like mad this year. He will have to answer to the league's domestic abuse policies. He will have to answer about competitiveness. He will have to answer to many about his plan to add playoff teams next year, when suddenly, and this doesn't usually happen, just last week, Art Rooney, the president of the Pittsburgh Steelers, came out and said the commissioner may think we're adding playoff teams, but I'm not so sure. So it's going to be a fascinating session with the commissioner. On Saturday night following that is the league's annual dinner, at which the AP awards are given to all pros, MVPs, Coach of the Year, etc. And then finally on Sunday, you get to game day. The quote machine stops and the game is actually played. Around that, yes, you get all of the, they're not media parties, they're usually marketing parties. They're usually league sponsors who give various parties. There are hot tickets, people lining up to attend them. All the beautiful people will be in town, there's no question about that. And it has become the biggest entertainment event of the year in this country. Fortunately, they do finally play the game on Sunday, and then a sudden end, and it's on to basketball and hockey and any other sport you might like until we get to the beginning of free agency and then the NFL college draft. It will be a huge week in Phoenix, and if you want the best coverage of it available anywhere, you want to stay right where you are at ChicagoSunTimes.com.